Do you think about him constantly and are desperate to stop thinking about him? You might have broken up, you might have separated, you might be thinking about him constantly, even though he doesn't know you exist. Whatever it is a loop of thoughts that just keeps churning over and over and over. And as you think one thought about him, the law of attraction brings similar thoughts about whatever topic you're thinking about towards, like a magnet. So if you are constantly thinking about him, checking his social media, asking people about him, asking his friends, trying to find out anything that you can about him. If you can't stop thinking about him, that's not healthy. And I'm going to give you a really good brain hack to help try and stop that. So I'm Lisa from Lisa's Sanctuary. I am a victim, survivor, thriver of childhood abuse and domestic violence. And my mission is to help other people to heal their trauma and heal their pain, and to show you all how I did it. I left a lot of years ago as a broken woman, and I've been there, done that with the thinking constantly. It felt like it was just, he was always on my mind. I was scared, I didn't know where he was. It was an abusive, violent relationship, so when I didn't know where he was and what he was doing, it would cause so much fear within me that I was constantly checking his social media because I was trying to look for any hint of where he was, whether he was close to my area, what he was doing, and I didn't find a lot of it, but it didn't stop me checking either. Now, onto the brain hack. So, there's a thing called the magic number 7. And what it is your mind, your conscious mind, has the ability to hold approximately 7 bits of information. They do say plus or minus 2. So between 5 and 9 bits of information is what your conscious mind can hold at any one time. So things like if I'm sitting here now, I've got my attention on the phone that I'm recording on, the surface that I'm sitting on, the thoughts in my head about what I'm going to say and what I'm talking about. I can see a dog right just down at my feet here. So they're just some of the things that I have in my consciousness. It might be, you might smell something. It's to do with your senses. So thinking, anything you smell, whatever you can see, what you can feel, if you're eating something. Your conscious mind doesn't hold any more than 9 or any less than 5 bits of information in your conscious mind. It's the magic number 7. And that's backed by research and theories and a whole lot of other studies. So a hack would be to replace all of those, or to put something in place of all of those 5 to 9 things, but generally go for 7, that pushes something else out. Your subconscious mind holds all of the memories, knowledge, conversations, from everyone you've ever spoken to, met, everything you've ever learned. It's all held in the subconscious, and you can recall that information when you need it. Say if you're studying for a test, if you're driving, you automatically, know the signs, the road rules, you just drive. Sometimes you'll even get to a destination and think, I don't even know where the last 10 minutes went, because your body just automatically does it. So it doesn't need so much in its consciousness when it's just, that's what you're doing when you're driving. It's also why some people, me, turn the music down when I'm looking for a particular address, because turning the music down, the sound off, gives me something else, another space in my conscious mind to find where I'm going to. So in order to replace something that you don't want to be thinking about constantly, it's about consciously replacing that with something else. Grounding and mindfulness is a great activity with this, where you sort of stand still, quieten yourself, and look for those things that are around you in your environment that you can feel, hear, smell, see, And that's a grounding exercise when, particularly if you get really stressed, you can just reset your nervous system by taking a few slow, deep belly breaths and really concentrating and focusing your attention to particular bits of information or particular senses that you'd like to really experience at that moment. And it just resets your nervous system, brings you back down to baseline or homeostasis. So it's a matter of consciously choosing to think something different. Another trick is if you do start thinking about him or anything in particular that just turns over and over, is to picture a red stop sign, or even say in your mind or out loud, I'm not thinking about that right now, and deliberately looking for something else, consciously looking towards something else. So if I were to be thinking about something I didn't want to think about, I could show the stop sign in my head, or I could say I'm not thinking about that right now, but there's my dog right down at my feet. And consciously shifting your attention and your focus and your thoughts to something else. And it's just a matter of doing that over and over and over until you find that you are consciously having to replace the thoughts less and less. Because when you have a habit of thought, it becomes a habit to just think the same things over and over and over about the same topic over and over and over, and you get yourself all, wadded up inside, and you get stressed and anxious and depressed and scared and frustrated, and then you feel like, why wasn't I good enough? Maybe I could have tried harder, maybe I could have done this different, and none of that is healthy and none of it serves you. Consciously replace the thoughts of him or whatever you want to stop thinking about with something that you deliberately choose. Try it. Use the stop sign. Stop. I'm not thinking about that right now. This is what I'm going to think of instead. I'm going to go for a walk and move my body and, watch the sunset. I'm going to go and sit outside, put my bare feet on the grass and really focus on the sensations out there, what I can hear, what I can feel, what's around me. Consciously, deliberately choose your thoughts, because I do believe it's a bit of a myth that our thoughts think us. It becomes automatic and it's a habit, but it's a habit that we can break with practice and with trying over and over and over. Just keep practicing those things. Practice deliberately thinking thoughts about drinking your water or patting your dog or your cat or reading something, and really just deliberately shifting that focus. I'm Lisa from Lisa's Sanctuary. Like, share, subscribe. Check out my other videos where I'm on a mission to make an impact in the trauma and domestic violence healing space. You are significant because you are, and I love you because you exist.